Okay, I got it.
Happy, Daddy?
I'm not going to replay it though.
Oh, you make it so easy for me when you are quiet right away. Thank you. Put your hands down. I want to welcome you here this morning. This is our monthly assembly. We're going to be celebrating activities that took place in December. Today's assembly is going to be a little bit different than the others we've had. We're not going to have any music, so it might go a little bit quicker today. But it's going to look a lot the same, where we acknowledge our good citizens, we celebrate attendance, and some other really neat things going on at school. I want to have some students come up here and join me right away this morning. Those are the December good citizens. So when I call your name, if you would walk up here, and let's not applaud until the very end when we have all 15 students up here. Let's have Morgan for Mr. McKinney's room, Nancy for Mrs. Erickson's room, D. Erickson, Melanie for Mrs. Zipway's room, Tasha for Mrs. Nelson's room, Dirk for Mrs. Truex's room, Hannah for Mrs. Gomish's room, Mariah for Mrs. Cheeley's room, Lucas for Mrs. Arnold's room, Zakir for Mrs. Cooper's room, Mackenzie for Mrs. Sandman's room, Larissa from Mrs. S. Erickson's room, Raquel from Mrs. Tugas's room, Kaylee from Mrs. Feeblecorn's room, Keenan and Tabby from Mrs. Shannon's room. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Next Monday, the 14th, these students get to join me in the art room for some pizza and pop, celebrating their accomplishments. We have January, 5 more months of school. So there are going to be 5 more good citizens selected from every classroom. And just a quick review. Your teachers are looking for those students in your classroom that are following the rules, being a good friend, being a good helper. And when I hear those kinds of things, I know that every one of you can do that. So let's keep working hard. I'm going to give these folks a pencil, and then we're going to move into, I believe, attendance. So one more time, let's thank our December good citizens for being working hard.
She's considerate, cool, kind, helpful, and not grumpy. She comes to our classroom so we can make the menu, and kids like her. So Mrs. Otzer is going to help lead a cheer here for Luann. Okay, stand up.
Okay, let's do your favorite one. It's called the roller coaster. I told her kids this week that we had a surprise and that no one could tell. Did anybody tell? No! Good job. Okay, about Mrs. Tugas, they said that she is nice, funny, and happy. She is cute and beautiful. She helps with their homework. She lets us have center times. And they said we like her. So let's give her a cheer. Please stand up. We are going to do the truck driver. Okay, it's Mrs. Molesloff's turn. Okay, about Mrs. Molesloff, the students said that she asks us to do things nicely. They said we like her. She always uses a nice voice. She watches us outside, and she helps us. Please stand up. Let's give her a cheer. Standing up is good for you, up and down. We are going to do the screaming wave. Okay, this is what the kids had to say about her. They said she is cool, nice, friendly, and sweet. She says lots of funny things. She is very smart. She's good at teaching. And they said she cares about kids. We are going to do the grater and the cheese. Please stand up.
When you had some days off. But I'm really happy to say that lots of you did lots of reading homework. So if I call your name, could you please come up here and stand on the black line? And we've got a sticker for you and an Old Country Buffet lunch certificate for you from Mrs. Arnold's room, Ozo and Markel. From Mrs. Cheeley's room, Terry and Simon. From Miss Cooper's room, Eli. From Mrs. D. Erickson's room, Precious and Shane. From Mrs. S. Erickson's room, Brady and Cody. From Miss Bobush's room, Evan and Tyler. From Mr. McKinney's room, Blake and Travis. Let's give these kids a cheer before they go sit back down. Let's give them the awesome cheer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good job. We'll let them go sit down before I call the next group up. boys' room, Trevor and Kathy. From Miss Beaglecorn's room, Cole, Zachary, and Cortez. From Miss Shannon's room, Jacob, Brandon, and Riley. Jacob J. From Mrs. Tugas's room, Alyssa, Autumn, and Hafsa.
Stand.
To remind you, these kids were chosen because they were doing a lot of reading over vacation. So next month we're going to choose 30 new names of kids who are doing lots of reading. So keep up your reading now through the month of January. We're going to give these kids a cheer. Let's give them, let's do the Texas cheer. Here we go. All right, we'll clap for them. As soon as they get their stuff, they can go sit back down, and then we've got one more tour. Nice job, thank you.
I'm going to talk about perfect attendance again. And last month in December, we had 112 kids that came to school every day, and they were on time every day. So that's very exciting. And those kids who had perfect attendance for December all got stickers. And I'd like those kids to please stand up. Stickers for perfect attendance. And all those kids that stood up are also going to have a prize for them when they get to their classroom. We're going to give their teacher a special pencil. So nice job. And one thing I want you guys to remember is in order to have perfect attendance means you have to be here every day on time. So we're going to say that twice. Ready? Every day on time.
Nice job to everyone. Like we always say at the end, not every student gets to come up for every assembly. Hopefully by the end of the year, everyone will get that chance. I want all of you students to know that you do a fabulous job, every single one of you in this school. You work hard, you listen to your teachers, you do your reading at home, you do your homework. Keep it up. That makes school a lot of fun. Let's have a good Friday. Thanks for coming. Trying to see if we can do this organized. Why don't we have our corner classrooms dismissed first. Have a good day. Thank you.
that we did our very best with the program, but there may be a mistake, a misspelled name, or someone left off, and we do apologize. It's just hard to get names from 4 schools all coordinated on one computer. And so we do apologize if that isn't correct. Do let your child's teacher know so it can be fixed by the spring concert.
Don't worry about it.
Nivedita played the violin solo, was one of the runners-up in the competition to play with the symphony, and will be playing at the Paramount on Saturday, right? Saturday. Also, I forgot to put in the program that she is the private student of